Hey, what's up guys, June here. In today's video, we're going over the week of June 20th, 2022. As you may have noticed, I do not have the overall results of the week, mostly because I didn't trade this week. In fact, well, I did trade, but I took no trades. So instead, we're going to go over some price action. I'm looking at the 6E, as it were, just a bit, trying to expand different markets I could trade. So I'm just warming up to these markets. We'll go over some live charts. I'm also wanting to check out the Renko bar charts. They seem a little interesting. So usually in well, we'll get there when we get there. So this is just a series of trades. I took 8 pictures of charts, all within about 20 days. So if I could get maybe 1 or 2 trades out of a market a week, I think that's pretty good. Of course, this is just on the blue, and I'm looking towards the open and not towards the night or early session, and like early as in AM, 2-3 a.m. That's not going to work. So for example, the 6J, the yen, that's going to really move at night. So unfortunately, I'm not able to trade that as much. So I'm just looking at the currency futures, mostly because I want to venture into Forex a bit. Of course, since future markets, it's a little different, and I can only really trade the US pairs, as it were. And the reason why is I'm thinking of opening accounts in Forex. However, say if I open them up for $500, cool. But then I'm looking at like the 15-minute chart or around there. If I want to trade smaller, it's not going to work because of spread, and it just seems a little bit of a headache. And if I'm trying to just trade intraday per se, like I don't mind holding overnight, but I can get trades in between, no problem. And it seems like the 6E is a market, at least in the futures, that I could trade on the 50 tick. Maybe this is akin to a maybe 1 minute chart, maybe slightly less, I don't know. And we'll have to be using a funded account for this types of trading. I will have to make a new one because my current funded account is it's a swing account, so I can hold overnight, and it's only on the equities. Of course, every market I have to buy the data for, which is annoying. With this other program that I'm looking at, you just pay the one thing a month and you get access to all of them. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, onto the trades. So I'm just taking the raw trades. I'm not really looking at the bigger markets, which I will be doing. But I thought, okay, well, for now, let me just see how the trades are. So this is an example of a market that's moving to the downside, where the swing is using the LSB of this pullback rather than the absolute entire swing. Why is this important? Well, we could use the entire swing or we can use the LSB, right? But what's more important is where the effort reversed happened. So this came up, go, zoom, retest, boom. So this is effort reversed. So we're looking to trade here. Of course, came up, would have to have entry here and about twice the amount of this swap area, or whatever, 1/3 noise. Something looks about right. Measured move, bam, easy 3-1. You can get 2-1 pretty well. 2-1 maybe about here, but nevertheless, that was the trade. Over here we have a swing. This is blue, it washed it. So this is a little complicated. I did take some notes in terms of context. So the context of this that makes it a little iffy would be, look, we got the wash, zoom, 50% pullback of this swing. As you may have noticed, a little blocky, but it works. It actually looks pretty nice. It's not like the ultra bonds or the bond market where it's blocky, but it's pretty nasty looking. Anyways, what do we have here? We're running into the double top scenario. Of course, the double top is more up here, more or less in this vicinity, but we're running into these guys. So that's the problem market, or that's the problem with this trade. I just marked it. Maybe there's other trades you can get on. For example, this one. Maybe you take something like this. This is the zoom. maybe your entry is right here, you get stopped out. The other consideration, well, is it doing this swing? Maybe, because it did basically this frequency, but it grew a bit, right? Tried to do it right here, grew a bit further. I don't know. Anyways, just taking note, nothing crazy. So this one is another interesting element. So we're going to the downside. We expanded a bit, but overall we're still to the downside, going, and a bit of a wash, right? A wash of this. I don't see an entry going short, but maybe after these moves, right? So we're looking here, like, okay, is it just going to expand, then go up? It's holding, bam, gave up. What's the swing that knocked it down? This one. Why is it interesting? Well, we kind of already started to swing. So we started to swing to the downside. Yeah, it's a smaller one, but there was a nice little effort reversed. You can even say, well, we're using this guy. So this would be more in line with this frequency right here. Going, zoom. This would be a clear example of the effort reverse, but using the extremes or the absolute swings. So this would be the LSB, but this would be the entire swing, right? Bam, adding 1/3, and then this would be the stop behind the pivot. So this would be the zoom pivot. Just different ways of seeing this. I'd say maybe this one's a bit better, strictly because of this potential. But again, this is within the context. We're near the bottoms. I don't like necessarily using it, but anyways, just marking them out. Another example of using the LSB instead of the absolute swing. So of course, this didn't zoom past this guy, but what did it zoom? It zoomed here, which was something. So this slammed down, big gap slide, poke, go, zoom, did make a new low. So that's something to note. Making new lows are important. In this case, it did make a new low. Wasn't crazy, but relative to this structure, as you can see, it petered out. Who knows if you would have taken break even or taken the profits. Whatever the case may be, it got there. Okay, so we have a few more to go. So this one would be slamming down. A little more nuanced, but effort reversed. Enter right here, probably stop around there, stop out. So sometimes that will happen. You'll get stopped out of the trade. This one, not necessarily one that matches this entire set of trades, but what is it? Well, we have a swing, not the cleanest because it kind of grew. So it growing again, not too surprising. It tried, popped up. So this would be a gap retest of sorts. Not really a double gap. I just marked this as a gap. This is the shelf that broke. So they're a little different instead of the two gap structure. But what's interesting, it came to the extreme of price. It went, tried, boom, let go. So that's where it lets go right there. This would be the true level. This would be entering on the wash itself. So instead of getting it on, say, boom, on a pullback right here, you're getting it pretty high up. Don't know if I would have the fortitude to take this trade, but I didn't map it out. So it is interesting. Right, extreme price, we had a swap, maybe stop behind here, but we're falling into the gap. So I'm not too sure if I would be in this play, but yeah, there you go. Another one. Okay, so this is a very good example of, this is a continuation of the previous chart. Very good example of an effort reverse, but using the LSB. So what had happened, this is the LSB. Say the entire thing, but I think clearly this is the place where you want to take it from. We're going boom, explodes, comes back. See, it's not at the bottom. It didn't rip it relative wise. Didn't rip like so. It didn't go like this. Came a bit earlier, but the effort reverse is on this one. So buyers, boom, pull back. This would have been a no fill. Nothing you can do about that one, but nice to see how this is framing it up. All right, so the last trade we have for this entire series, again, similar to the previous chart, you have the LSB right here. Notice how it zoomed and then kind of took a little different frequency. I'm not taking the entire thing, all those seems of news events. Yeah, FOMC 2 o'clock for sure, FOMC. Well, what it's here, boom, effort reversed. At this point, it actually just kind of gap slide. So this would actually be some break, some falling back into the base, the bottom of the gap slide, entering potentially on this one. Maybe you're looking more for a left side entry, a right side entry. I could see the remark for that. So how would you do it? Well, you have this going for you and you have that going for you. Would I necessarily take this trade right here? Probably not. But this trade right here, this one looks not bad. So you have an entry like so. So you're behind the true level. Then what are you following? Well, you're following this swing. Right? Yeah, I can make it say right, you're following that swing, you're following that swing. What happens? No longer doing the swing. Then we start taking this one. What is it doing? Kind of did it there too. So that's where the entry would be, like gap entry, stop behind here. So you may have noticed it is blocky. I mentioned that, but it kind of just works. This would be a 3-1. It didn't make it, and then it paddled out, it pittered out right about here. Ooh, went back down. So that'll be that. So that's the final trade. Next up, I want to go over some charts with the Renko bars. Okay, so now we're back and we have the Renko bars. So I have the MES over here. Now, why am I using the Renko bars? Well, sometimes I click Renko by accident and I notice, well, this is interesting. And sometimes you come across YouTube videos and they have them and I'm like, well, they look nice and clean. Well, the way they have them set up quite a bit differently. The ES moves quite a lot, so it matches more tick charts. Renko bars look more like this on the ones I see. They just go straight up, little blip, straight up, a little bit. That's all. But this is more in line with the tick chart. So what's the difference between a tick charts and a Renko bar chart? From my understanding, tick charts are based on the transactions. So every tick, depending how you set it, let's say a 500 tick, 500 trades. Okay. This one's on price movement. So it moves up by 2 increments. One, or I guess you set up. So this 1, 2, 3. So this entire thing should be 1 point. Yeah, 1 point. So 4. So it goes by ticks. So this is a 4 tick increment. So 1 point has 1 point has 4 ticks, and the ES has 4 little price increments. So 0, 0, 25, 50, 75, and 0, 0 again. So on a 4 Renko bar chart, this is 1 point of price action, and it smooths it out quite a bit. I was surprised how much it smoothed it out. It's quite nice. Will I be trading it? I don't know yet. I'm still exploring it, but it makes everything much clearer, I find. Right? We're going. No. Yeah, right here we're coming up. Zoom, enter. I don't know. Let's just go through it. See what there is. I may adjust it because 4 Renko bars, it seems a lot. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Although the ES hasn't been moving that great. If I pull up, I don't have the pull up the 6E. I don't know if it will load. Yeah, it will load. Okay, cool. So I was having the 6E, just looking at it, and it does seem like I don't know, it's pretty cool. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. Just see if we have any trades. Like it makes the pullbacks nice and runs retracements one clean slice. That's why I like this. I'm just considering it for now. Yeah, I find it's easier. This would be your poke, initial poke out, right? Why is the initial poke out? Well, this is kind of your line in the sand. So until it really rips down, or something significant here. See, now this is starting to swing. Like, oh, okay, maybe this is the wash. So often that happens. Zoom. So now we're down to here. You would look for an entry about right here. Well, this would more or less be 50%. See, notice how we don't have anything like this. Boom, straight down. Well, we had a straight down here, but it stands out. Compare it to this one, right? Run, retrace, this is boom, let go. Entry right in here, then true level is right there. Yeah, that's how I would trade that. What would be the idea behind this one? Well, we had a confirmed swing and it's coming back into it. Came back into the kill zone, cool. That's fine. In fact, you know where it definitely came in? It came into this. So it's quite possible you're looking to trade maybe the LSB. See, this is where I have trouble. Sometimes this is going to not be as clean. This would be the LSB on this chart. Maybe if I can duplicate this, duplicate in new tab. And put tick charts. It's about 50. Oh, I'm on a 4 Ranko on that too, eh? It's gonna be interesting. Wait till it lines up. Hello? Hello? Okay, I think it's doing it there. There we go. Oh, it's having trouble. Taking its sweet time. Oh, I don't know how many days I loaded. Okay, I right clicked. Ooh. Catching up. Why are we lagging? This is a tick chart. It's nothing crazy. Okay, this is normal. Okay, you know what? We're not going to look at this then. We're not going to look at a tick chart. It's having a lot of trouble loading it. My computer's not the best and we're recording too, so all right, well, we'll just stick with this. It's fine. Yeah, no, this one would be a bit more difficult because it's not falling into that. Double breakout. Could use this. So that could be a metamorphosis or a way to adapt. So exactly what's happening here. We have a place where it's swapped, right? It's going, it's trying. Zoom. I don't necessarily want to take this trade. Also didn't clear this. Now we're making new low. Double breakout. This would be the press, right? Pressing out of it. Entry would be probably even a bit deeper. Maybe a no-fill. Yeah, so this would be a no-fill actually. So if I was entering on this, yeah, this would be a no-fill, unfortunately. But I don't know about that trade. The idea behind it is you have a level and it's a double breakout, so it's a little interesting. So it comes back to the full thing, which it can do. It's coming back where it swapped, and it swapped right there. And you're looking, you're taking this entry. Maybe you're taking it right here. You have a stop there. What happens? It washes you out. You're like, shit. And then you consider, well, if we just wash it, we came out a bit. I don't know, but maybe. Okay, that's interesting. Just want to check it out, you know? It's fairly interesting, the Ranko charts. I do think they have some use. I don't know how much. They just make the chart really clean. Don't know about these red and green bars though. See, it's easy to see the impulse, bam, then it stopped. Then we have something, right? This would be an interesting short. Don't know what's behind there, but assuming it's going down, of course we're going to be using a bit bigger of a time frame, but just to explore the charts. Boom, zoom. Yeah, this is where it's a little problematic. I was thinking of maybe shorting here, but that's the problem with it. It's a little, it doesn't fit. You would have to use this one. It's not necessarily the one you want to use. Maybe your entry's there, but I would at least want something behind that one. Yeah, so then yeah, that's a problem. Interesting though. June 28th. So I had this on 2 Ranko bars. Anyways, that'll be it for this week. I know it has kind of been all over the place, but you know what? I have to get these remarks in, just connected to the markets and see what happens. I'll be exploring the 6E. There's a few other ones. So the 6E, we got maybe the 6J if it's moving in my time frame or the area in which I trade from. What else do we have? We have maybe CL. I'll be looking towards it. Right now it's a bit of a bigger range, so there's not much I can do with it. I think one of the bond markets was interesting. I think maybe wheat, ZW, that was interesting. Problem with wheat, it closes early. Copper, gold did not seem like it moved all that well. But again, these markets, they go back and forth. So I think that's really the trick, is having the opportunity to be trading the equities, trading the bonds, trading, what is this, currencies, just having a bit more flexibility in terms of trades that I could take, because that's what's happening a lot of the time. I take less than ideal trades, or I'm just waiting. I'm like, okay, might as well take a trade, and there it goes. We'll be exploring that in the next couple of weeks, see where it goes. Anyways guys, hope you enjoyed. Till next time, adios.